I'm sure you're here to see the rifle and not me, so I'm going to switch camera angles and show you my Ruger Precision that's in 6.5 Creedmoor. Show you some changes that have been made to it and how it shoots. So I bought this rifle from a guy who shoots precision competitions, and he made some upgrades to it, and some of this stuff I've done myself. So I want to walk you through it, just show you what I shoot and see some of the end results. And let's start at the back. The very back we have the buttstock. That's the standard Ruger Precision buttstock with the exception of the bag rider. Ruger puts this inverted Picatinny rail on the bottom of the buttstock, and I made my own bag rider. That is a 1-inch scope base. It's a 1-inch scope base, and then I took this aluminum paint handle and I cut the paint handle to the length I wanted, put a little bit of black tape on it, and then stuck that on the rifle. So that is, I would put some black spray paint on it too. So that's my own bag rider, made that. So if you go forward just a little bit, that's a vertical grip. It's an Anarchy. I like vertical grips. I love the way they shoot. I shoot with my thumb on the right side, same side as my trigger finger while I'm shooting. And because I did that, I switched my safety over to the right side of the rifle. It's easy to do. Just in front of the safety, you'll see that trigger, which is kind of hard to see. Well, I'll show that to you in a minute. But put a Chimney Trigger in there. The guy before me did that. I put the vertical grip on. The guy before me put the Chimney Trigger on. Well worth the money. Both of those. Straight above the trigger is the stainless bolt shroud. Ruger sends one with a black plastic. It works okay. I like the stainless bolt shroud. Then in front of that's the standard Ruger Precision bolt. What I've done to the bolt is actually I polished the bolt lugs. I got some 240 grit, I think it was, and then some 600 grit. While I was watching some training, I just put some polishing compound on the back of the bolt heads. There are 3 on this Ruger Precision. And then I just worked the bolt while I watched some training for work. It was about an hour to an hour and a half process. Just polished it until it was smooth, and now it's nice. Straight below the bolt there is the magazine release extension. The guy before me put that on. First time I've had one, really like it, so I will probably continue using it. Well, I know I will because I've been using it. Now we have the scope throw lever. That was free. One of my friends has a 3D printing machine he said I could use, so I looked up some designs for 3D printing for my specific scope. There were some already created, so I printed this. I tried a few different designs. I liked the thin, low profile the best. So used that, spray painted it. Works great. The scope, or optic, as you want to call it, is an Athlon Aries ETR. It's an MOA. I can do calculations in my head much easier with minutes of angle, so that's what I shoot. And I have a Wheeler one-piece scope rings base set up. Also have a 40 MOA base that the previous owner put on there, but I kept it on because one of the shoots that I do goes out to a mile. Having that 40 MOA base lets me use all of the adjustment, all of the elevation on my scope. I think I was out to like 75 when I was shooting at a mile. I think that's what it was. In front of that is the handguard. Previous owner put a Seekins Precision handguard on there. He also put the Arca rail on the bottom of the handguard. First time I've had an Arca rail, but I really like it. I didn't have anything Arca related, but I did look at some designs. I had this bipod. It's just a cheap bipod that I had from doing some gun trading earlier. And I found Arca actually started off in photography. It was a photography attachment. Did some look at designs and found out that I could buy that Arca base, and they come threaded for a bolt. And so I took my bipod apart. I just took the sling stud attachment. I took that off of the bipod, and then I took a bolt and a washer and screwed that into the camera mount, the Arca camera mount, and it works quite nicely on the bottom of that Arca rail. So I spent $14 on the camera mount, the Arca camera mount. So I have $14 in that bipod. On top of that, you'll see the stainless steel barrel. Previous owner put that on. It's a proof research barrel. When I got it, it had 243 rounds through it. The barrel shoots great. I'm a fan of aftermarket barrels. Now, what's that stainless steel big lug on the end of it? Well, I watched some information about barrel tuners, and Godfather Precision has a YouTube channel where he did this review about do-it-yourself cheap barrel tuners. What I learned from him is that you can get collars that are used for they're like drill stops or something. They're from the machining business, but you can get these collars cheap. I think I paid 78 cents for that collar. I bought them in a pack of 5. You can measure your barrel diameter, outside diameter, and then buy a collar that will fit snugly over your particular barrel. If you have a blued barrel, you'll see in the bottom there, I have some Vans Instant Bluing. Just used a Q-tip, turned one of those stainless steel collars black, just to see what it would look like. So that works out great too. I'll show you pictures of my... let's just do that now. So I put that barrel tuner on, and when I first started shooting it, I put it all the way forward right next to the brake. I watched some Eric Cortina stuff, looked at the way he adjusts his barrel tuners, and noticed that he makes very small adjustments, that his barrel weight moves very little when he's making adjustments. So I pushed my barrel tuner all the way forward, shot 2 shots, and noticed that they were pretty far apart. So obviously that's not going to work where it is. So then I just moved that collar, or my barrel tuner, back very little and shot 2 more shots. And I really liked those, so I shot a 3rd shot. That's what this looked like. So then I decided to take it out to 300, and here is the target for me finding my 300 dope for this rifle. After I got my 300 dope, I used weaponized math calculation from Sniper's Hide. If you're not familiar with that, you can go to Sniper's Hide and just search weaponized math. It uses gravity to figure out your drop, which is what makes your bullet drop. Saves you a whole lot of money in ammunition and expensive or sophisticated dope apps. So got my 350 yard data, took 1 shot at 350 yards to confirm my weaponized math calculation, and it's not dead on, but it's really close. You see I was a little bit high there. So I made an adjustment to my scope for 350 yards, and my very next shot was this. I'm pretty happy with that. Some people are going to say, well, why didn't you shoot more? Well, I didn't shoot more because I really liked that shot and I didn't want to mess the target up. It's pretty cool to have that. So I'm going to take it out. I shoot every week, so I'm going to take it out and shoot it some more, as I do every week. But it's just an example of what that 1 78-cent piece of metal did to my groups. Works great. So in front of the barrel tuner is my muzzle brake. And you will see my door handle And you'll also see the muzzle brake. Let me see if I can get in on that a little bit better for you, sorry. There it is. So my muzzle brake is a cheap 5-port. I think I gave $30 for that. But it works great. So love the way it shoots. I'm pretty much put a muzzle brake on everything I shoot now because I like very light recoil so that I can watch my bullets impact and get back on target quickly. So there's my rifle. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive compared to what it would be if I had bought everything new and paid full price for everything. So I like it, shoots great. Ruger Precision 6.5 Creedmoor. Some of it is do it yourself, some of it is spend the money because it's worth the money. That's my rifle.